What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode number 24, you guys. And this episode is titled Rodger That, you guys. So, before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it. At the end of it, you guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning your post notifications on, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville, shall we? All right, you guys, so I'm going to start the episode review up with Tiffany, and we'll end it with the Fletchers, you guys, because they gave a lot in this episode, and it was a pretty good episode, you guys. I actually liked it. Now, Tiffany, you guys know how I feel about Tiffany. Tiffany ain't my favorite person, and here's the thing with Tiffany. I'm just going to talk about Tiffany real quick because she met up with Stormy, right? So she's doing, I guess she's doing like thank you gifts for the people who helped her with revealing of baby Ace, right? So they also talked about the barbecue. And once again, Tiffany is throwing shots and shade towards Kiki, right? And I still, for the life of me, don't understand why she's throwing shots at Kiki. It just, y'all never really had an issue with each other. And from the jump, you started the stuff with Kiki. Now, I can see it if Kiki started it with you. Now, if she did, I don't know, and I don't honestly, God, really give a fuck, right? But I just find it very odd with Tiffany. Tiffany is, and here's my thing with Tiffany. Tiffany is like housewives that I don't like, right? I don't like people who throw shots and throw shade, right? But then when you come back to them with the saying, hey, you was shady at this point. Oh, I didn't say that. Well, I didn't do that. Because that's exactly what Tiffany was doing. And they have the clips of her talking to Carlos King. And Stormy is telling her, like, hey, you know, you've been so shady towards Kiki. And Kiki hasn't said anything to you. And so Tiffany in her interview is like, well, you know, it feels like Stormy has talked to her. And it kind of feels like maybe there is a little gang up. I was like, no, you do slick shit. And so when people call you out on it, you want to hide your hand. Like all the times that she had slick, shady things to say about Destiny, and whenever Destiny would clap back at her, she had an issue with it. And it's just like, this is why I don't see it for Tiffany. This is what I can do without Tiffany. Tiffany and Big Titty Lou can literally go. And, you know, Lewis is always a casualty just because of his wife. Because I think people would probably like Lewis if he wasn't connected to Tiffany. I can say that for myself. I don't dislike Lewis, but since he is a part of her, it makes him not likable as well. But again, I don't dislike Lou. It's just Tiffany. Tiffany is so irrelevant to me. And she wants to talk about Kiki being irrelevant. At least Kiki has a storyline. It might be a storyline that recycles season after season after season, but Kiki has a storyline, her issue with her cousin. What you got? Inquiring minds would love to know what Tiffany has going on in her life, right? Besides baby Ace. I know baby Ace saved your job, but what else you got, sis? Nothing. And so at one point she was telling Stormy that, Stormy was telling her how it feels like when you talk about Kiki, it's as if you're better than her. Now, again, like I told you guys last week, or whenever, I know I've told you guys this plenty of times, I don't watch the interviews that Carlos do. I very rarely watch his interviews, right? I like Carlos, but at the same time, his voice annoys the fuck out of me. Keeping it a buck with you guys. That is the real tea, right? So, yes, if the way she talks, it does feel like she feels like she's above Kiki. And then she feels like Stormy is just stirring the pot. And Stormy was like, hey, girl, we ain't finna do that shit. Like, pump the brakes on that. And I was like, exactly. Let her know, Stormy, right? So Stormy did Stormy did tell her how, you know, Kiki felt remorseful about what happened with her and Tisha. Did she really? I don't know if she felt remorseful or not. But hey, if that's how y'all feel, that's how y'all feel, right? So Stormy wants to get Kiki and Tiffany together so that they can talk. And Tiffany agreed to it. Do I think it's going to go anywhere? Absolutely not. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys, since I was just talking about Stormy with Tiffany, let's just wrap Stormy's storyline up. One thing that I will say about Stormy is I do like the fact that even Stormy has a storyline. Stormy has a storyline in the fact of her business. And I think that's one thing with Love and Marriage Huntsville. If they showed their real true lives and what they're doing, I think the show could progress a little bit more because we mostly just get the drama from the Carlos King shows, right? I want to see what's going on in their real lives, and we see Stormy meet up with her CMO slash COO Kyle, right? And I love that they were talking about her business, and so with her business, at one point in her business, it was failing and it wasn't viable, but she brought Kyle on, and so Stormy is now able to do the things that she's good at, right? Which is marketing and things like that. And she also wants to celebrate 5 years of her company. And she also said, actually, he said it, that she almost lost everything, not just the business, but her home and all that stuff. I was like, wow. And once again, like we know that Stormy's products are in, like Walmart and Target. Like I said, I believe I've saw her stuff. I think I've saw her stuff at I think I saw her stuff at a Walmart here in Dallas. I know for a fact, yes, I did see it. I saw her stuff at a Walmart, and I saw her stuff and I saw Judy stuff. That's what you really see a lot of is Kaleidoscope. So, but hey, congratulations to Stormy, right? It takes a lot to get on camera and actually say that, hey, yeah, my business is thriving and flourishing currently, but there was a point in time where my business was looking like I was going to go under and I was going to lose my business, my house, and everything. So I applaud Stormy. I commend Stormy. My hat is off to Stormy. What I will say about Stormy, Stormy has really changed her, kind of did a 180 from what we first met of her. Remember, we first met Stormy when Mel was on that video shoot, right? And we didn't get to see a lot of Stormy. But then when Stormy joined the show and we saw her interactions with Destiny, and remember Galentine's and how volatile that was, people had this, negative image of Stormy. But Stormy has, in the last few seasons, has really changed that and flipped it. And I like it, you guys. I've grown to actually like Stormy. So yeah, I like that scene with Stormy. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments section below, you guys. And we'll pause here and we'll move forward, shall we? All right, you guys. So next up, we'll talk about Mel real quick. So you guys know Mel is having her name change ceremony. Why did it feel like a wedding? And no shade to the people there, but baby, there were people there that was crying. I was like, oh, okay. You know what? I will say it was a little over the top. Mel got a new song. I will say for me personally, I couldn't do without Mel singing. That's just for me personally. I ain't saying nothing else. I ain't saying this for nobody else but me. But I will say, the name change ceremony, it was cool, right? If it's what she wants to do to make herself feel good and feel empowered, who am I to say boo, cat, dog, or anything of the sorts, right? So after the ceremony, Nell Fletcher was there. She pulled Mel to the side, and she was basically letting Mel know how proud of her she was, right? At the same token, she also decided to let her know how Martell felt, that, he gave her that last name. I was like, oh my God. I was actually with Mel because when she mentioned Martell, Melody went very nonchalant, and I was like, exactly. Why are you bringing up Martell? And, Mel was like, did he give me my name? I was already Melody before I met Martell. I was like, you absolutely were. And she was like, girl, we are not going to speak on him. Like, you came here for me, right? Let's go eat this food. I was like, yes, Mel. Yes. But Nell did tell how Martell felt like it was a slap in the face. No more than you cheated on her. And then she also told her how Martell said that she had infidelities. And girl, she was like, girl, I am not thinking about that. I applauded Mel in that situation. Like, girl, let's not talk about Martell. Martell is full of shit. Like I said in the last review, if Martell had any proof that Mel ever cheated on him, Martell would have brought that to the light long before now. And you ain't never, we to this day, we still don't know nothing about who Mel allegedly cheated on Martell with. You want to know why? It never the fuck happened. Martell is in his fucking feelings, and that is all it is. Let me know what you guys thought about that in the comments below. We'll pause here and wrap up the episode, you guys. All right, you guys, the Fletchers. Woo! If I could sum up the Fletcher scenes in one word, chaotic. That is an interesting family. Now, the first scene of the episode was Nell and Chris. They went out and they were in. Now, answer me this question. That place was empty as fuck. When nobody in there, but they had them strobe lights going and them lights going and like the disco ball lights. And I was like, they just dancing. And I was like, I wonder if there's real music playing. No shade, no tea, but I was just wondering if there was some real music playing. So they decided they sat down, right? And so when they sat down, Nell told Chris how Martell came over to the house, dropped off the wine bottles, right? And she told Chris how Martell went off on her, basically saying that they need to pick a side. Chris is like, why do we need to pick a side? We met them together, and so why would we pick a side? I was like, exactly. It would be one thing if we were friends with they were friends with Martell before he got with Mel, and they met Mel because of him. But even then, why are we picking sides? That ain't got nothing to do with us. You two decided that your marriage wasn't going to work. Well, she decided that the marriage was non-viable because of your cheating on her, your incessant cheating on her. So why do we have to pick a side? And let's be real. If he told me to pick a side, I'd be like, well, I pick her side because you did her dirty. How do I know what you like? If you could do your wife like that, go out and cheat on your wife and have a baby on your wife, me as your friend, how do I know you won't backstab me if you took vows before God and your family and friends to love, honor, and cherish this lady, but then you did what you did? So how the fuck do I know what you would, if you can do that to somebody that you slept with every night, had children with? How the fuck do I know what you will and won't do to me as a friend? A friend? Yeah, no. Deuces. I thought it was also funny that Nell Fletcher couldn't say accusations. Okay, so she told Chris that Martell went off on her. So Chris said, so I need to have a conversation with him. Absolutely, but I want you to know before you get into that conversation, Chris, it may not go anywhere. He may raise his voice at you, just to let you know. He may raise his voice at you. Now, the Fletchers, they family, so they don't want to say that they're a blended family. But so Chris and Nell went into their marriage. They both had, kids, right? So she had one child, he had one child, but then they had two kids together. So they have 4 children, right? And so they're having dinner with their kids. And then her niece Kiki is coming over, right? Baby, Nell's niece worked for her. Nell fired her niece. And Chris said, yeah, and she got another job after that, but she got fired from it. And she didn't know about that. So she asking her, like, why did you get fired from your job? And why did I find out through your uncle? And she's like, well, you typically flip out. And I was like, at the end of this episode, I see it. Yeah. Auntie Nell definitely does flip out, right? And I did see that Carlos tweeted or put on his social media that they've been trying to get the Fletchers to be on the show for quite some time now. I'm cool with the Fletchers joining the show, right? But, so their son, Chris Jr., I guess he went to jail recently. So they got him out of jail. They spent $6,000 to get him out of jail. And they went and got his dogs, and they took the dogs to the vet. The bill was $3,800. So he wants his dog back, and they was like, you ain't getting them damn dog backs until I get my money. And he feels like it was a fair trade. And she's like, how the hell was it a fair trade? And so her daughter, Lexi, was about to say something. She said, Lexi, shut the hell up. I was like, wait a minute now. What's going on here? I was just like, what the hell is going on here? It was hilarious to me, you guys. Hilarious. So the niece, Kiki, she's like, why did I have to find out? What you call him, daddy, uncle? She says, Uncle Daddy. She's like, why did I have to find out from him? Like I said, it's because of how she flips out. I was like, girl, I definitely see it, right? And so the girl actually told Neil that she said, why did you get fired from your last job? She said, because she didn't have adequate child care. I was like, oh, wow. And I was just wondering, how old are these kids? Because they all look very young. They kind of are in their, they look like they in their 20s somewhere. They look like they in their mid to late 20s, actually no, mid to early 20s. Those kids are very young. And I was like, if they, child, let me keep it a buck. When Nell said they spent $6,000 to get that boy out of jail, baby, he would have sat his black ass in jail for whatever the hell he was in there for. $6,000? Absolutely not. I know you don't want your kids to sit in jail, but bitch, I ain't coming out of my pockets. But no, $6,000 for something that you did that you could have easily not done. What did he do? Was it unpaid tickets? Like, inquiring minds would love to know, why do they have to spend $6,000? What did that nigga do? But yeah, you guys, that's the episode. I couldn't give more to it, but it was, like I said, it was a good episode. I did enjoy the episode, and I am sorry that these videos are late, you guys. It's been an interesting weekend, you guys. So yeah, so you guys are seeing Power Book 4 Force, and you guys are seeing Love and Marriage Huntsville currently, right? And so later this afternoon, once I get home from work, I gotta do Real Housewives. I'm gonna do Real Housewives of Potomac and Marriage to Medicine. So those will be up later this afternoon, and hopefully going into the rest of the week, I can be on time. You guys, that is my goal, to be on time this week with all my videos, because work has just been a lot, you guys, and that's really what it is. Next week is Thanksgiving, so I am looking forward to that little 2 days off, because I think we get a half. I think I get a half a day Wednesday, then I'm off Thursday, and then we're off all day on Friday. So you guys, I feel like we'll be good. I think, if I can get myself caught up at work, like everything will just flow together. But yeah, you guys, let me know what you guys thought about this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.